Hey everybody, this is Dr. LaDre Weathers, your Better Life Coach. Hey, I'm back. I'm going to do something I haven't done in quite a while. Pull out the board. I'm starting tonight as part 2 of the video that we did the other day, which talks about the 6 cycles of wealth as taught by one of my mentors, Mr. Frank Cohen. And so what I wanted to do was share with you in a visual way why stage 1 is so important. Yes, it's logical that you can't have stage 2 without stage 1, but the challenge is many people are trying to do so, and they're driving themselves cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and crazy. So do me a favor, share this video with somebody. I'm going to wait literally 2 minutes before I get started, because so many of us say we want wealth, but we really don't know how to get it. And so I'm going to share with you the path that I've been on. Thankful for having somebody to share this information with me. Yeah, come on. Do me a favor, tag somebody in the comments, share it on your timeline. I promise you want to see what I'm about to show you, because for my non-African American folks, Black folks used to be number 2 in the U.S., and we're no longer number 2. And there's a real reason for it. So come on, go ahead. I'll give you another 30 seconds. Let me cut this other light on so y'all can see better. I think you're gonna like what I share with you tonight. Please make sure you have pen and paper handy, because I don't bring out the whiteboard often. I'm going old school tonight. And this will be a sequel. Sorry, there will be a sequel to this tomorrow. Okay. So tag somebody, hit somebody, tell them come on, jump in. My wealth mentor, worth 8 figures, almost 9, and he says we've got to maximize stage 1. Now, if you go back to the video I did yesterday, there are 6 stages or cycles in wealth. Most people forget that it is not linear. It is not start here, stop here, start here, stop here, start here, stop here. You go back and forth through all of these cycles interconnectedly, interdependently. They bleed over, they merge, all of that stuff, and it's really important. Are you ready? So wealth begins here. Stage 1 of wealth is grow your wealth. In order to grow your wealth, you've got to have money so that you can buy assets. So watch this. Money buys or creates assets. And I'm going to go old school tonight, so y'all stay with me. Please remember this, that money buys or creates assets. And the only way for you to have wealth is for you to have assets. The challenge with us, with most of us, is we're too busy buying things that are not assets. All right, come back tomorrow and we'll talk about assets versus liabilities, because we cannot get out of stage 1 if we don't get this down pat. So money buys assets. So the question is, how do you get money? This is where most people get in trouble. The average person, the typical person, they're going to get paid for time. There are 4 types of money. And the type of money that most people get is money for time, which means they give up a day, a week, a month, an hour, or a year, and they're going to earn this specific amount of money for that specific amount of time. The challenge with that is if your bills ever go up, if anything ever happens to your expenses, then you're on the hook for more money than you made. All right. So I want to make sure that we get that. I did not bring my eraser. Hold on for 1 quick second. All right, I'm back. So most of us get in trouble because we only have a limited amount of money to work with, right? So what happens is you make a certain amount of money, and I'm dealing with my seniors with this too. All right. So let's say for a second you earn $10 an hour, 40 hours a week. That's $400 per month. sorry, $400 per week. And once you've done your four weeks in a month, you're looking at $1,600 a month to live on. All right? I'll give you my math. All right? Most people forget that if you double that to $20 an hour, you're now at $3,200 a month. Double that again to $40 per hour, you're at $6,400 per month. All right? This is where we get in trouble. Most of us are not at this. Let me change my screen. Okay. Most of us are not at that bottom level where we're making $40 an hour. $40 an hour for 40 hours a week is $1,600 per week. And then 4 times that is $6,400. Okay. Here's the problem. See that big word there? Taxes. So that $6,400, $3,200, whatever figure you use, let's assume for a second that 25% of that goes to taxes. Best case scenario, that leaves you with $4,800 at $40 an hour. Now, many of us get in trouble because if we earned $40 per hour, number one, we would give up that 20 to 25% in taxes. And then we don't have any way to reduce what we're paying in taxes. Strike two. The expenses that you can spend, that's $1,200 a week. Now, I'm looking at another place to stay because I got to move. I need a bigger space. I got to upgrade. At $4,800 a month, bring home, the average person still has to have a car. So let me erase this. Let me update my numbers. Hold on. Told you I'm going old school tonight. Told you we're going old school tonight. Yes, it's a Saturday night. I wait on purpose because my day has to get done. Hey, Ronald, good to see you, brother. Hey, Dr. Cheryl Warren, good to see you. Hey, Mario, good to see you, brother. My little brother Corey is watching. My brother Eric Mills is watching. So again, we're talking about with $4,800. This is where we get in trouble. If 25% of that is for rent, it's $1,200. You got to have a decent car. I'm not saying go buy an S550. Let's say you have a decent car and that note is only $300. Okay. You still got to have utilities. I'm just using real numbers, using general numbers. Most of us have a cell phone. That's $100, easy. Then you add in car insurance and gas. So the car note was $300. But by the time we do insurance and gas for the average person, let's say that's another $400. You got to have groceries because you got to eat. So let's assume that everything else is $1,000. Okay. Groceries, insurances, you're saving your blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. I'm going to do this math real quick. Hold on. My calculator's already up. So we got $1,200 for rent, $300 for the car notes, $300 for utilities, $100 for the sale, $400 for insurance and gas, then $1,000 left in expenses. That's $3,300. But you brought home $4,800. That would leave $1,500 to collect assets. That will leave $1,500 per month. Over here. That leaves $1,500 per month to collect assets. That leaves $1,500 per month to put the money out, and we get back $1,600. We get back $1,700 per month. The challenge is there are still some other things on here and some other things going on because the average person is not living like this. The average person is spending more than $300 a month for a car note. That's closer to $600, and they're doing it for 72, 84, and now 96 months. The average person's cell phone bill is not just $100 because we buy our phones, we lease our phones, got the insurance, all this other crazy stuff. The average person, their car insurance and their gas expenses is not $400 per month. So the problem is the average person is not bringing home $4,600 per month. The average person's expenses are not $3,300 per month. And the average person is not leaving $1,500 per month after all the expenses are done, savings are taken care of, so that they can earn more money. So what my wealth mentor says is the challenge is we've got to grow our income. And that does not necessarily mean go back and get a second job. That does not necessarily mean go back and work overtime. But we've got to find a way to increase our income. The other side of that is we've got to find a way, if we can't increase our income, is to lower our expenses somehow or another so that we can make sure that there's more money left at the end of the month to make sure we've got more money to get assets. Remember, the wealthy are wealthy because they have plenty of assets. We'll talk about that tomorrow. The wealthy are wealthy because they have plenty of assets. They have plenty of things giving them money and far fewer things taking their money. But we'll come back to that again tomorrow. I want to go into it tonight, but it's too long. So hopefully that helped with the whiteboard where you could see it. If you've got questions, the email address to send questions is in the comments, info@betterlifeinstitute.info. Please do me a favor and share this video with people, especially those that you know. I teach high school, and our high school kids have no clue what I just shared with you. They are lost in the sauce, and they think that they can just make $15 an hour and live. Not when the going rate for an apartment is over $1,200 a month for a one bedroom in some parts of Atlanta. We want to talk about New York City. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed. Give me some feedback. Give me some comments. Let me know if what we went through made sense. And hey, and if you would like to do this a little further on a much deeper level, hey, shoot me an email, schedule a call, and we could put some things in place for you. And there's a webinar I actually did too. Hold on, I can't type right now. Y'all pray for me. There we go. So I just put the link for the webinar in. Thank you all for joining. And again, if you got questions, shoot me an email, comment on Facebook, send a direct message on Facebook. The name of the game is get this out, because we cannot build wealth if we first don't make so many times more what we spend every month. All right, we'll talk about that more tomorrow. See you all there. Just remember, when life is pretty good, a better life is always best. Blessings.